Welcome to the Invicta podcast. My name's Kyle, and I'm known as the one who doesn't really know what he's talking about. I'm obviously joined with Danny Bolton and James Greaves. Danny, how are you on this contaminated planet?
Oh, I've been better. I'm sporting a nice moustache now. I'm feeling good.
Oh dear.
Oh God, yeah. No one can see.
It looks terrible. Yeah, no one can see this. It looks absolutely awful.
Danny Bolton's decided to grow a tash in it.
Inspired by Joshua Kimmich.
Looks like a pedo, let's be honest. It's a bit suspect. And also, we're joined by the man with the laugh, James Greaves.
Wow.
What are you saying?
Yeah, of course we are. I'm saying a lot of nice things. Yeah, I'm absolutely roasting today. We've decided that today is a good day to film, even though it's absolutely red hot outside.
Ridiculous. We've got a pink Danny Bolton as well. He's absolutely sunburnt.
Yeah, I look like a rubber me.
Yeah, not looking good. Yeah, it's a very hot day. And just before we get into things, I don't think English football is going to be returning for a long time after some of the things I've seen on Twitter today. Southend Beach. It's about 2,000 people just on the beach. So, massive fuck you to them lot.
Just when I thought America had it covered for being the most stupid, we've got a goal back. Put it that way.
To be fair, though,
I think they're about 5-1 up, but we've got a goal now.
They're still technically within lockdown restrictions, so
I don't think they are though, because they weren't 2 meters.
I don't know. There's no way you stay that far apart, all getting on the beach. You would have to all exit single file.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the photo, so maybe I'm not the best person to comment on that. But
Heaton Park's quite good, to be fair. Everyone, there's quite a lot of.
I don't think I've left the house in about 4 days, mate. So I can't comment. When I went to the shop, I went to Tesco to get some beers during one of the games we're going to talk about, actually. So that was the last time I went out of the house. Right.
You missed quite a bit of that game, I think, didn't you?
I did, and it probably was a good game to miss if I was a Frankfurt fan, but we'll get onto that later on. Anyway, boys, German football is back, and I finally watched a game of German football for the first time, or a few over the weekend.
How did you find it?
Because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because it's very...
Yeah, you were saying to me the other day you was looking at possibly watching it after when Premier League comes back.
Yeah, there's no reason why I've not watched it. I've just never watched German football. I've just always watched English football, but obviously it's a competitive
gets
league,
the thumbs up from you then, does it?
Yeah, 100%. Very good. I did enjoy it, and absence makes a heart grow fonder, and that's the case in football. It's back in my heart.
You was losing the love for it, weren't you?
I think it was because of the way Blackburn were doing, but I went off football for a few months. I wasn't getting the same buzz as I used to, but I think it's coming back. I don't think it helps that the Euros.
Great stuff.
The Euros haven't been on as well. But firstly, just before we get into the games, how did you find watching the football without the fans?
Very strange.
Did you find it strange?
Very strange.
I was okay with it, for some reason. I watched Dortmund because they played one behind closed doors.
I was going to ask you about this.
The Champions League game. No, this is before. This is before the lockdown happened. Just before it started. Yeah. It was a Champions League game played behind closed doors. I think there might have been a couple. It was Dortmund. I want to say versus PSG.
Yeah.
And I watched that one and I thought that was very strange. I couldn't get into it at all. I think one of the other games in the Champions League that day wasn't behind closed doors because different countries were changing their minds about it.
Yeah.
And even though that was a much worse fixture, the other game, I ended up switching over to the other game just because the fans were there. But with these sets of fixtures, I think I might be accustomed to it already now, and it didn't really bother me, to be honest. I think the football helped. I think the quality of the first game definitely helped.
I found it. Yeah. I just found it really bizarre with the Dortmund game, especially. They did like the yellow wall, didn't they? And they were celebrating to the crowd, and they were applauding the stands, weren't they, afterwards?
Yeah,
and they did the yellow wall thing, and it was just a bit like...
I don't understand why.
I like that. I don't know why, but I thought it was all right. That.
Fair enough. I don't get it.
Right, well, we might as well
Did you see Erling Haaland's interview afterwards?
Yeah, it's absolutely useless.
He was asking him.
He is useless.
Going all over. He's doing it on purpose. I think it's funny.
Definitely.
Got that smug look on his face, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Did you see what Piers Morgan tweeted him saying you're arrogant and the way that you treat the media is totally wrong, and I found it quite funny that he rambled in.
I think fair enough, yeah. That's probably what he's trying to do. It's a fair play too. We might as well start with the Dortmund
trying to spice it up,
innit?
So we start with the Dortmund down, concentrate on the football. Don't matter about anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dortmund versus Schalke.
What a performance.
There was a programme on before on BT Sport that featured, it was just all about Sancho. A good 30-minute video just all about Sancho and the the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And the shocking news from the team that he didn't even start the game. I think he had a bit of a calf problem, so that was
classic.
That was interesting. And Gio Reyna was set to start in his place, and then about 5 minutes before kickoff, he didn't play. He got put on the bench for Thorgan Hazard, I think it was. So that was quite disappointing because I tipped him last week to be a young prospect. So I wanted to see him get some minutes, which would have been nice.
I thought they smashed it, me. I thought
4-0,
Haaland, Brandt, because I watched this is the game I was watching before. I ended up, after it was like 3 or 4-0, I just started briefly looking at the Leipzig game, but I watched the first half fully. Like, that first goal, is it Brandt who does the flick? And then the cross
Brandt
comes
does
in.
the flick to, was it Hazard with the ball was just
Hazard,
as good.
yeah. And then the goal finish.
And then the finish took all the pace off
mega.
it, just nestled it. They didn't start well though. I must add that.
Yeah.
So I think we'll go on to a game later. Let's not talk about it. The slow start was a bit of an issue with some of these teams in the league.
Probably.
And I think Dortmund did suffer that as well with the layoff.
One thing that I am going to say about the Dortmund game is 3 at the back, giving the fullbacks an immense amount of freedom. One thing I picked up from that game was Hakimi and Guerrero absolutely ran the show that game.
Yeah.
Just playing three at the back, letting the fullbacks, giving them an immense amount of freedom. It creates so much space up on the pitch and very good for an attacking team. And I think Guerrero got 2 goals, didn't he? And an assist or something like that. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant tactic.
I don't even class Hakimi as a defender anymore. I just can't.
That's what I mean. It's like it's just
more or less a winger.
Yeah, them fullbacks, all they have is the responsibility of staying as wide as they can and just getting up and down the pitch, and it works a treat.
What did you?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak about Hakimi, just quickly. So he's on loan from Real Madrid, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is.
And I was just thinking, I'm sure they're going to want him back at some point. If he was in his shoes, what would you do? Because he seems to be playing some good stuff there. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're a young player like that, I think it's definitely best to stay at a team like Dortmund where you're going to get as many
big risk,
attacking.
To go back
it is at the moment. It is. Maybe a team like he needs to wait for the right move if he's going to do that. I think when you're as young as someone like that, what you can do is you can just stay at a team who create as many attacking opportunities as Dortmund, and it just makes you look 10 times better than you actually are. And it's a big risk when you're that young to then go to Real Madrid, who instantly are just going to put an absolute insane amount of pressure on you. Expect the absolute best right from the off. And
I just don't think it suits his play as well, because they go for superstars, don't they, Madrid? And I just think that there's going to be someone on that right hand side where he likes to get down. That's going to be
more prominent.
He's going to want the attention. That sort of play is just going to get in the way of his development, I think. So yeah, I do agree. I think he's probably better off staying at Dortmund. I was going to say for a couple of years, but I just don't think I would go to Real Madrid if I was him. It seems to be working out well there already.
Yeah.
But yeah, Julian Brandt, let's go on to him. My man of the match.
Yeah, definitely.
It was between him and Guerrero, but I've got to give it to Brandt. He just does everything so effortlessly.
Did he get 2 assists? Was it? Was it just 1?
2 or 3. He definitely got 2.
Well, he got an assist of an assist, didn't he, sort of?
Oh, yeah.
So that's not really an assist, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 as well as that assist of the assist. But yeah, I just think he just picks the right pass every time. And I think a lot of these talented players, the one thing that they don't have, and it's the last thing that comes to him, is making the right decision.
Yeah.
And he's got it already. No messing. So yeah, I was quite impressed with him.
What the hell was Haaland's celebration with the first goal? What was that all about?
It was something to do with the not being able to celebrate with.
There's something about being a young footballer nowadays where you just have to be a massive weirdo. There's just something about it.
How old is he? 21? Is he 21?
Oh, he's younger than that.
He's younger than that.
Really?
He might even be 18, 19.
Yeah, I think 19, maybe just
he looks
20.
older.
I can tell you now, he is 19 years old, bang on, born on the 21st of July.
Fair play. What do you think as well? Is this a good time to bring it up? Because we've obviously discussed this when we were watching the games. The celebration thing where you've got to stay distant, like
that is ridiculous.
we have spoke about this a little bit off podcast, haven't we? Go on.
So like you were saying, we had a slight disagreement, but we sort of agreed to the same thing. But I find it mad how they're saying that celebration is not necessary contact. You're already staying with the players, you're touching players throughout the game, but then you've also got people who go up to the referee during games. And I know you were saying that people were, it's not a necessary thing, is it really? But you were saying that they don't think that during the game. I don't know.
Yeah, the goal celebration is completely pointless other than the fact you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas I think when someone's fouled or they get a decision wrong and that, they're trying to... I know what you're going to say now. You're going to say it doesn't influence the game, and it shouldn't, because the referee should stick to the decision. But at the time, the player that is arguing at the ref is trying to have an impact on the game.
The whistle's already been blown. It's not going to get changed, is it? The decision.
I'm going to backtrack slightly.
But their mindset is that they're trying to get a point across.
Go on, Jimmy.
Whereas the goal celebration is just unwanted contact.
Yeah.
I'm going to backtrack slightly just on that, and because I agreed with the point of going to the referee does absolutely nothing, because once the referee's decision made, that's it, it's final.
Yeah.
But I do sort of now see the other side of it is it's not that decision that they're trying to influence, it's the one after.
What, the cards?
It's correcting their choice.
It's the next free kick.
Right.
So the referee might think, I got that one slightly wrong. I'll be a bit lenient on this one.
But I can't remember, I'd already asked this, but I can't remember. Have the Bundesliga enforced any rulers to say stay away from the referee? I don't think there has been, has there?
That is a rule anyway, isn't it?
I don't know. But obviously...
You're not allowed to crowd the referee, are you? That's a rule.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
already in place.
Yeah, but once a decision's made, is one person allowed to go up to the referee and have a moan? Is that allowed in these circumstances?
I just think, I'm pretty sure just every point that is made from a team has to go through the captain. So yeah, they shouldn't be doing it anyway. But that's a rule that's never been enforced.
I mean, as long as the football stays,
a lot of rules.
Yeah, as long as football stays, it doesn't matter. It's just a point. But
the other thing I want to bring up is Schalke's keeper. I think he was a bit excited that the football was back. I think he was on the base quite early on.
I don't think he's done much training since lockdown.
Just that guy was, he was shocking.
He's only 21. He's only a young lad. But
what about the full Schalke team? Do you think it was just a really good Dortmund performance, or do you think Schalke were just all over the place, bit of a shit show?
No, I just think it was Dortmund was just on point. Yeah, pretty much. The first goal, like you said, Kyle, was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the fourth goal, Havertz with the little inverted pass.
Havertz.
To Guerrero. Did I say Havertz?
Yeah.
Haaland. Sorry.
I thought.
We'll get onto that man later. Haaland with a little inverted pass into Guerrero, and then another amazing finish. Some good goals. The last thing I'd like to mention is Haaland. Like we were saying, he's 19 years old.
Yeah.
If you was to say now, yes or no, does he win a Ballon d'Or in his career?
I can't really say because I've watched him in one game and he was sensational. But what I've heard from him is, why not at the minute? Because what I've heard from him in that game I've watched, why not? It's a bit of a vague.
You've got to think of his competitors when
I know that's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, we've had Ronaldo and Messi who've just hogged it.
But they'll be gone soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's who else
it's
is
going to be
Mbappe that could potentially stop him. Yeah, Mbappe.
Mbappe's going to be the big one,
years, maybe.
Bradley Dack.
Bradley Dack. Marcus Rashford could be in it. You never know.
Well.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think he's quite on the same level yet, but
I know a lot of his teammates have tipped him for it, though, aren't they? A lot of United players seem to think that he's at the level where he could.
I feel like they've got a slight bias, though.
Yeah, but they could say that about any player in the team, and they pick Rashford.
I think it's quite obvious, though, isn't it? Really, he's probably our best player, obviously besides like Pogba and Bruno.
Have we covered that game then? Should we move on to the next game, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anything else to say? Is that it? Yeah, next game.
No, you're good.
All right, so the next game, well, probably best to pick it was on the same time, Leipzig, Freiburg. Is that what, Jimmy? You watched this game, didn't you? You watched this full game.
I did, yeah.
This is your team as well, by the way. This is your team.
Big Leipzig fan.
Disappointing result, really.
Can we just say we're going to get onto our bets later on? But I was just looking. We all had Leipzig to win this game.
Yeah,
we did. It should have been. And to be totally honest with you, I don't even think they played poorly. I think the thing that, obviously me as a massive, massive RB Leipzig fan, I think...
the biggest.
I think it was very, very unfortunate. The finishing just really was not good enough. I think tactically, it was actually quite good, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, Nagelsmann can't be the one that puts the ball in the net. It's got to be the players, and they just didn't, especially in the first half. The first goal that they conceded as well, it was terrible. It was lax.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, there was another goal, wasn't there, that got disallowed from another set piece. I was just looking at who wasn't playing. So you had Ethan Ampadu.
Yeah, he's not great.
He was injured. Oh, I disagree. I watched him in a couple of games. In a Champions League game, he got man of the match and was ridiculous. He was out injured. Upamecano was suspended. So I'm just thinking maybe they lacked a presence on set pieces, a bit of dominance. I think that could have been a big factor in why they conceded the goal.
That's a big factor in the game.
Ademola Lookman. I'm sorry. No, he actually positionally he played well. Yeah. He got into he found great spaces in the box, in and around the area. He made good runs. However, he just couldn't finish his breakfast. He just could not.
It's a little bit like Luke Jones on pro clubs. I'm putting him on a plate for the bloke, and he just can't finish his fucking. What more can you do? Do you know what I mean? we can't score for you. That'd be cheating.
Rate for that.
Yeah, shout out to Luke Jones, big man.
What a muck.
What a muck.
If he's getting shirty on the podcast, he knows where to go. Anyway.
Yeah, but the strength of the Leipzig squad's ridiculous. I would have liked to have seen Dani Olmo get some game time. Sabitzer, did he not come on till the second half?
Yeah, he came on in the second half, he did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who did have a good game. One of the few players that did have a good game on Leipzig side was Campbell. I thought he was very good that game. He got the assist to the Poulsen header, and that was really the only bit of quality finishing that they actually had, and the quality bit of play that they had.
What are your thoughts on Poulsen? Because I believe you was slating up until the goal.
Yeah,
I think the criticism is still valid, even though he has got the goal.
Yeah, I think he's the kind of player that is there to do a job, but I'll be honest with you, he's terrible at the job that he does. He's big and he's quite athletic. He's quite physical, so he's there to hold up the play. And from that game, he wasn't very good at that. And I almost think that if Nagelsmann had someone else next to him, next to Werner, rather than Poulsen, I think that could have been a completely different game. But then, literally, just as I was saying, Poulsen is terrible. Get him off the pitch.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
he goes and scores a pretty good header, so I'll give him that.
Bad, was it?
Credit where it's due.
What did you, probably skipping it a bit, but what did you think of the offside goal for Freiburg? Because I thought, was it definitely offside?
It was definitely offside.
The player in front, wasn't it? Was he in the line of sight?
I think his arm was... Was it his arm? Or am I thinking of it?
Because I remember when it was coming in...
No, I think it's his full body.
Was it?
It's the player in the line of the goalkeeper, innit, that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And he ducks at the last minute. I think it's quite unfortunate, but it's a good decision in the end, I would have said.
I remember when the ball was coming in and I was watching the wrong player and I was like, that's not even offside, that. And then I was like, oh shit, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, it definitely was, though.
I'll
tell you what
are your thoughts on the tactics, when they was chasing 2 goals at one point and then one goal near the end? What are your thoughts?
I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, I think he got it bob on. Like, they started the game off a little bit more cautiously. As soon as Freiburg got the goal, they started throwing men forward, but they still had the defenders there to cover for the counter. And to be honest with you, Freiburg didn't look very good on the counter.
Yeah.
But they had an abundance of chances, and
they don't have a lot of pace.
I think it's a win 9 times out of 10 that game. It's just they missed the chances. They weren't a bad performance. It was just they missed shitloads of sitters, didn't they?
That's like I say, Nagelsmann can't put the ball in the net for them.
It was a big game for them, though, wasn't it? They've now dropped another 2 points behind the top 2.
I know, it's now looking like
I thought they'd win the league. 7 points behind. Do they still have a chance?
Well,
no.
No, is that done for you?
For me. That's done.
It is. How many games are left? About
12.
12 left.
11.
Around that.
I don't know. I reckon it'll be Dortmund or Bayern. But we'll come on to that. Probably talk about the table later.
No, there's not that many left.
Shall I get it up for us, boys?
8 games left.
8 games left?
8 games left.
Right,
oh, yeah, because there's only 18 teams in there, isn't there?
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, forget about
Definitely
that.
Definitely not. I don't think. I don't know.
I still give them a slight chance, but I'm going to backtrack on me thinking they're going to win it now. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to backtrack on that.
We're done with that game, boys, or anything else to add? Any other notes?
No, I think we're good with that.
Well,
They
actually,
are-
just 1 second.
Yeah.
Can I just? This is a bit of a humorous one. This I pointed out 2 players that in the last one, which I think should be good, which is Lima and Nkunku. Lima did the square root of fuck all, and Nkunku, and which to be fair, he's got the Indeedy status, hasn't he? So he can get away with that. But Nkunku was the one that I think was at fault for conceding the first goal. He was the man at the front post who just let it go completely past him. So I don't think I've done very well there, boys.
I'm glad I gave him to you then.
Right, next
Well,
game. I think we should move
yeah.
on to the Eagles, you boys.
Oh dear.
Frankfurt.
Right.
Can I just say
Oh dear, oh
firstly,
dear.
I was forced by these 2 lads to get some beers because I wasn't drinking. So it was the late kickoff. I got forced
Don't
in
pin that on me.
Tesco. I got my beers. Took me about 40 minutes in the queue to get out. Went on Sky
You
Bet.
shouldn't-
Seen it was 2-0 to Gladbach after, what was it, 10 minutes?
7 minutes.
Yeah, and I text
7.
you, and we had a very angry
It was 1-0
Bolton.
after 40 seconds. Yeah.
So,
But I'm just going to say one thing, Kyle. You don't need training to get beers. You should know.
well,
This should be an impulse decision.
yeah.
It's like brushing your teeth and getting
Well,
out of bed and that.
You have done that before.
Getting your beers in.
You have brushed your teeth with Copperberg, haven't you?
Oh dear.
Yeah, man. All the time.
Yeah.
That's for another episode. That I think.
That is for another episode. That's going to be for the music side of things, which we're going to talk about. At the
It was
end
at
of
a
the podcast.
festival. It was at a festival, people. I don't just do this on a daily occurrence.
I don't know. Right. Anyways, Frankfurt. You might as well start, Bolt. This is your team. Bit shit.
Right, Zachariah was out for Gladbach. He's one of their key players, so I was feeling it a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
And then 40 seconds went past.
yeah. Oh, I wanted to go home. I was already at home, but I wanted to go home. Paciencia was out for us, and I don't know what's up with him, to be honest. I tried researching it, but I couldn't find anything. But that was apparent that we need him.
COVID.
Time. He's our top goal scorer. COVID, is it?
Nah, I doubt it.
Well, that'd be horrendous for us. Because Bas Dost, I'm not gonna shout at people. That's not the way I do things. But he's shit. I could do one of them Frankfurt home kits, and I have every right to want it off him because he's dog shit. Did nothing all game. 2-0 down after 7 minutes. Yeah, the slow start. I just think, obviously, I was saying about Dortmund having a slow start. I'm not here to make excuses, but we have a little thing at Frankfurt. The 12th man is a big thing at the Commerzbank.
Yeah.
And they do feed off the crowd quite a lot. Hence why they've got such a good home record against their away record. And I just think they needed a kick up the arse because they used to having that noise behind them, and they just didn't have it. So even when they've gone 1-0 down, they just didn't really look up for it. Plee and Thuram, I don't know how you say that. The 2 French strikers score again.
French connection.
Yeah, Kostic struggled to get into the game. He's the key man for Frankfurt, really. He does a lot of just getting the ball and swinging one in. Not a lot of thought into it, but it usually works, really. And that's why I'm a bit upset with Dost, because when you've got Kostic on your team, you've got to be getting on the end of something.
The thing is with Dost as well, is in previous teams that he's played for, every single team that he's played for, he has been fantastic at putting the ball in the net when he's got good service. Sporting CP, if you look at his goal scoring record, it is absolutely unbelievable.
Is that what you call Sporting Lisbon?
Sporting CP, innit?
Sporting CB.
Sporting CP.
What a strange
my God.
man.
Strange, man. Yeah, I just think having him in your team, it's just a negative style of play, I think. I think the entire team's got to revolve around him.
That's surprising. I'm surprised that you think that, to be totally honest with you. I always see you as tactically the kind of guy that just likes a 4-4-2 with a big target man, put as many crosses in the box, try and get it as high as you can.
It wasn't though, we only had him up front.
Yeah.
So that was our only option. If it missed him, there was no one else there. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you are right. I think 2 up front and doing the exact same thing. If it misses one, it's not going to be too far away from the other guy.
Do you reckon it could work with Kamada?
No, Kamada's not that type of guy. I've got wrote down here Kamada, poor also.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you've been raving a lot about him, so I feel like I didn't really want to come on here and slag him off, but
yeah,
I mean,
you did right doing that. I'll do that. He weren't up to standard.
no.
Son's got it in the bag as the best Asian player just for this week. We'll come back next week. Yeah, we'll come back to that because as I've got wrote down here, we've got Bayern next game.
Yeah.
The game before lockdown, we lost 4-0 to Leipzig. Not Leipzig, Leverkusen, and then a big loss there to Mönchengladbach, and it doesn't get any easier.
Are you worried? Are you worried for him because you said, I think in about the 73rd minute, you went, "Won't surprise if we get relegated."
Yeah, that was an impulse.
You did say, I know you did say later on that was an impulse looking at all the games, but
yeah, I think
you'd be okay because the bottom two, like I don't know.
I think we've got a good. I'd expect us to have a good run in after this because we've played some of the big boys. Our game in hand is against Werder Bremen.
Yeah,
who are obviously second bottom
on Monday.
Yeah, so we need to rebuild because we've sold too many of our best players and replaced them with people that are past it, journeymen. It's just not going to cut it, to be honest. Worrying times, definitely.
Oh dear.
Right, are we all done with that Frankfurt game?
Yeah, get it out of the way. Don't want to worry about it again.
Right, I'm going to talk about. Hang about 1 second. So, Frankfurt got beat, and Leipzig drew. Was that okay? Was that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so my team, little old Wolfsburg,
managed
managed to get the 3 points. Right, we're going to do this. We'll take a short break after this, but we're going to talk about my team. So, Wolfsburg won 2-1 against Augsburg. The boys got a 2-1 win. I watched the highlights. I didn't see the game. So they got the first goal, which was a great header.
Can we slow down a bit, Kyle? You know that 6'6" bloke? I can't think of his name. What's he?
Wegsman. Wegwall.
Yeah.
Wegsman.
After all that in the first episode, he was suspended.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, he's not even there. Yeah. The boys still won, so smashed it really. Anyway, so yeah, they were 1-0 up, then they conceded again, and then they conceded a second goal. And I don't know if you've seen the highlights. The first goal they conceded was a free kick, and it was a header, I think. And then the second goal was exactly the same, pretty similar. It was a free kick.
Yeah. And the second one was
given off.
The one that was disallowed was amazing.
I was going to say, so this is what I was talking about. So the second one is pretty similar to the first goal, but it was disallowed for offside. But was it offside? It was for a player who wasn't involved in the play, but I couldn't understand it.
He was in the way of the goalkeeper.
Was that the case? Was it the correct decision? Because I didn't watch it enough times.
He was stood in the goalkeeper's eye line when he headed it, and that play was offside.
I was going to ask, we don't ask questions with these things because we got the 3 points.
Philippe Max, oh my God, can he whip a ball in? Jesus.
He's very good at that,
yeah, he's unbelievable. Left back.
Kostic.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Anyway, and then drama in the last minute. The boys went up the other end and got a stoppage time winner. So up the fucking Wolfsburg. 3 points. So that's the only team.
One thing that I will say, that game, everything came down Wolfsburg right hand side. That Mbabu played out of his skin. He played very, very well. Especially
I did have that as well. Like I've got him in my FIFA team. One of them is like an 85 rated card.
Brilliant.
I didn't want to say anything about Wolfsburg and I know him because I don't really know much about him. Anyone can have a good FIFA card these days, can't they? So I didn't mention him. That was the first time I seen him play, and bloody hell, class.
He can't take on a player, can't he?
Yeah,
his end product's pretty good as well. I mean, I've only seen this one game. He might be terrible, but he plays well like kid.
It was a good result for Wolfsburg because they've got 2 points further into that Europa League spot, and I think Freiburg are the next team that are below them. And obviously they got
same
points, so
37
good
points.
result. But I think they play Dortmund at the weekend, I think. So that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, they do. Yes.
Wolfsburg played Dortmund.
7 unbeaten though, Kyle. Wolfsburg.
Fair play. They are.
Fair play.
And then Augsburg, no clean sheet in 10, which I did allude to in the first one. They are going to struggle. They just concede far too many goals.
Are we done with that game, boys? Then is that all?
Yeah. Right, this next little bit, Jimmy the Joker. It's a new segment. Probably
The last.
Last a long
Joking.
time. Rude. Hopefully,
Here we go.
it's going to last a long time.
Go on,
but
mate.
this
I
is
think it's got
essentially-
legs. I think it has got legs.
This is a segment where, because I am very controversial with a lot of my footballing opinions, I don't believe that I'm not a sheep. Essentially, I do have a lot of controversial ones, and I do have a lot of my own thoughts. I do
respect that. I do respect that.
I come up with a footballing opinion, or an opinion full stop, not necessarily football, to be fair. And these two have to guess whether I actually think this, or whether I'm just lying to piss them off.
This is going to be hard because
he's got some outrageous opinions.
because he comes out with some really good logical points, but on the other hand, he makes me angry sometimes with some of the points that he's made in the past. In a friendly way.
Yeah,
he'll take it to the grave as well. Some of his opinions.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, 100%. And to be totally honest with you,
yeah, I do respect it.
To be totally honest with you, I think this one you already know the answer to, because you know this quite well.
Right.
So this one might not necessarily be the best, but I'm still gonna fucking argue it to the teeth, and it might be a bit of a nightmare for Kyle to edit this, because it's gonna be a lot of talking over.
Like last week.
Yeah.
But we're better this week. We've got better audio. We've got better setup here this week, so we should be all right. But
no jumping in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. Right. So Jimmy the Joker, opinion number 1. VAR is killing the offside rule. It should only be used whenever the referee/linesman has played a blinder and missed it. The game should go on as normal until a goal happens.
Do you know what the term a blinder means, by the way?
Yeah, if the referees or the linesman played a blinder, that means that they've missed something that's very obvious.
A blinder's a good thing.
Oh shit! Yeah, bollocks.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But shit, yeah.
Repeat the point again, James. What was it?
VAR is ruining the offside rule. I personally believe that if it's marginal, very, very marginal, then it's ruining the spirit of the game. It shouldn't really matter, because if it's the sake of a toenail or a fucking... It doesn't matter.
Right, so I'll be one to admit, I think I've had arguments with Bolton about this. I used to say that it is killing the game because if it's a toenail offside, it gives the attacker no advantage.
Exactly.
But
this is exactly what I'm saying.
I have changed my mind, and I think I've told about that. If it's offside, it's offside. It's just a bit. But
do you not think? What about the people that are in the stands watching the game, and then they celebrate a massive goal, and it's given offside by a toenail, and they feel like right knobheads?
Oh yeah, that's. I'm still in limbo about it because I don't know. I think.
Can I stay out of this one, because I feel like Kyle doesn't know your actual opinion on this.
I do know James' opinion, because I think I've argued with him as well.
All right, okay.
But
he's a wise man, James. I have faith in him.
But just to make it interesting, I would
give it then.
Well, I know you're lying. You agree with the
lying.
offside. Yeah, you agree with the offside.
Oh well, bloody hell, boys! You spoiled that, didn't you? I was expecting that to be like a 15-minute segment.
I thought you just said go on then.
No, I mean like go on, give it me. I wanted you to antagonise me.
Well,
we knew though, so next one will be better.
We can switch.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'd like to.
All right, okay, no, I'll tell you what, I've got one next week. Tune in, because it's fucking brilliant, because I think that these two will not necessarily know at all.
This is the thing with us at the minute.
It's a great premise, but you shouldn't have gone with what we do. But
this is the thing with us, because we're in lockdown at the minute. I think a lot of people who do podcasts, they speak at that time. We speak every 2 minutes every day if we're not working, so it's it's awkward. Well,
I'm gonna shut up about my football opinions in next time. But because I've got one for next time, and I'm not going to say a single thing about
Kyle.
Yes, well played. Jimmy the Joker, well played. Good to see
this
that.
This podcast is doing great things for our social life.
Great segment.
You couldn't have just been entertaining anyway, because you're boys, and just...
Well, I was going to be, and I thought you said go on then, as in, so... Anyway, I do like that segment, though. That's a good segment, that.
Okay, well, next time, I've got a very, very controversial one.
Before we move on, though, I am still in limbo with it, because... What we might as well elaborate on this then while we're here. What do you think of VAR in total? Like,
I think offside is offside, full stop.
Yeah. And what about VAR? Because
VAR is great.
I think people are always going to moan about something. I think once people aren't used to it, and they're going to moan about that. But
is it controversial in German football? Because it seemed to work okay
it's
this
so much
weekend.
better.
It worked, yeah.
They used the little screens at the side a lot more,
right?
Which I thought Premier League just didn't do it. because I'd never seen them do it.
I've never seen it.
But they just never choose to. They
Right.
never
Yeah,
choose to
it's
go and
almost
have
like
a
the
second look.
referees. For some reason, the referees in England are very prideful. They almost want to be the star of the show, don't they? It's like
Yeah.
in German. I was listening to some German Bundesliga podcast the other day, and they were saying that the refereeing quality in Germany is much higher than the rest of the world. It's
Absolutely.
very good. And then you look at the Premier League, and they're almost doing things like refusing to look at the screens at the side. It's just like they're trying to be the star of the show.
I was going to say, I wonder what
naming
referees...
no names, Mike
Yeah.
Dean.
I wonder what referees actually think of it. Like, I bet, is it awkward for them when they made a decision and VAR overrules it?
They're
Does
too
that
prideful.
look bad on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're too prideful, 100%. Yeah.
So
that's
I
why
don't know.
there's no English referees at the fucking World Cup. They're a pile of shit.
But I just think with VAR as well, like, I think people forget that before VAR was a thing, everyone was calling for VAR, and now it's here, people
Me
don't want it.
included.
Yeah.
So
You don't
I think,
think it's
I think
because-
if VAR got took away, I
Then
think
everyone would be
people-
like, yeah.
Once
Yeah.
a few decisions started getting wrong, they'd be like wanting VAR back.
Do
Do you not think...
It's just
is
a trend.
Did it not get used? Because when I thought when it was in the World Cup, I was up for it after that because I thought it worked really well in the World Cup. But I swear it's
Oh,
been
I think
used
a lot of
differently.
people were moaning at the World Cup.
Well,
Oh,
to be
no,
fair,
I
we
thought
were
it was
England.
great
We
at
got
the World
about
Cup, mate.
20 penalties because of it, to be fair. So that's
Yeah,
probably a
man.
biased opinion, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think people were a fan of it at the World Cup.
Here's
either, to
a
be honest.
question for you then, Bolt. You're a Football League fan like I am. You're Oldham League 2, and I'm Blackburn in the Championship. Would you want it in the
Mhm.
Football League? My answer is probably no. I don't think so.
I like we were saying about the Premier League refs. I don't think it'd matter too much. I think if it was yes or no, I would definitely rather have it because I think if people think the refs in the Premier
Yeah,
League are bad,
yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
I'm there
it's
with that.
unfathomable that people can be that bad at refereeing in League Two.
Yeah, no,
They-
spot on with that.
There can be some games where they make more wrong decisions than right in 90 minutes. That is not out of the question.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they've got any jobs?
So yeah.
Has he got any jobs?
By the sounds of it, the quality is terrible. I might fucking apply.
Just write CV at the top of a blank piece of paper and go and give it in. You might have a shout.
I've already got a better record than most of them.
Fair play.
Right, should we get on to the rest of the fixtures?
Can do.
Oh, great stuff.
Right.
Should we just get pissed instead?
Well, I'm
Oh,
on
you
my
read my
second
mind.
Guinness now, so there we go.
Oh.
Oh, that's a tasty Thursday night, Wednesday night.
I got
Fucking
shit.
hell. See, I've had that much to drink. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, that sizzle there.
Right, I think we'll go with what we're going with next.
I think we said Bayern.
Bayern next. Okay.
Great idea.
I thought firstly. Did you watch this, James?
I didn't watch it live. I was doing something really important. But
Warzone or something.
but I watched the highlights and the extended highlights as well. You know, I don't mess about.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, man. Can I just say, firstly, Goretzka came in for Coutinho, and Coutinho can't be feeling good about that because I think he's had a phenomenal game, and he must feel very hard done by if he's not in the team next week, because Goretzka was the one making everything tick. I thought Gnabry had a shocking first half, came into it a bit second half, but Goretzka was the man. Whenever he got the ball, something was created.
I thought Berlin were a bit unlucky to go down 1-0. I didn't think it was a very good performance from Bayern. I thought it was...
Again, a sloppy first half for Bayern. They were playing a really high line, and the defenders, I think Boateng's quite known for this, but he was quite flat-footed and straight on. And the long balls over the top, they were just getting through on goal straight away. It was far too easy for a Bayern defence to be letting chances like that happen. Second half, though, Kimmich, my man of the match, thought he controlled the game, settled it down, and then just started he'd give it to Thiago, basically just a shield in front of the defenders, give the ball to Thiago, and they was off.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm surprised no one's mentioned it yet.
Oh, well, I'm definitely not going to say what you're going to say.
Oh. What were you going to say?
The Lewandowski's copied Bruno Fernandes penalty taking.
Oh,
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he does it the exact same way. Just before he takes a penalty, he jumps up in the air, waits for the keeper to commit.
Fair,
this is the thing. I thought it was a shit penalty, but
it's a
he made the keeper go the
Jorginho
wrong way,
penalty.
didn't
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but Bruno.
People are mastering that, and it's impossible to say.
Yeah, because they just somehow
Absolutely
just
impossible.
wait for the keeper to already do something.
the only way you can save them is if you don't
fake it
move.
or something. Yeah, well, even then though,
You've got to stay where you are.
yeah.
You've got to dive after they've kicked it, and in most cases that means you're not going to save it. But it's the only way, really. My favourite player, best left back in the world.
That's what I was going to say. I thought that's what you were bringing up, James.
He didn't have a great game, but I just don't think they utilised him very much. I don't know if David Alaba, I don't know if they don't get on or something. But every time he had the ball at left centre half, he opted to go back inside instead of out to the left back.
Can we talk about his athleticism?
Oh, do you know what? He's a fast lad, isn't he?
Well, I wouldn't know because the commentators have only said it about 17 times.
Yeah, it took him about 5 minutes to mention his what was the term, like supreme athleticism, I think he said after about 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, that's a record. That's a weapon.
That's a weapon.
But yeah, they was playing too narrow. They didn't really use him to his best of his abilities, and this is why I think he's one of the best. He still managed to get 2 or 3 decent crosses in that could have gone in. So even with not a great game, he didn't do too bad. But I did notice at one point, because there's no fans there, I could hear it was a German accent. I'm not sure which player, but there was a lot of instructing going on to Alphonso Davies about his positioning. So he's still definitely green at defending.
Yeah.
Being told what to do, where to go, and that. So that's just quite interesting because you don't really hear that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Usually.
Yeah. Apart from Mourinho with Shaw, but that's just because he put it in the papers every 2 weeks.
Fucking lump. Fat lump. Go on a diet.
So after that game, who do you think is going to win the title? Do you think it'll be Bayern still? Or?
Well, I thought it was a poor performance, but I don't think I can judge them on one game. Obviously, the big game's on Tuesday night.
They've got to play each other yet as well.
Next Tuesday.
But I'm not done yet, James, by the way.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
Thank you. Coleman came on. I thought he changed the game, and I was just thinking, like, how far he must be quite far away from even getting into that first team. So I'm just wondering if you think what would you do if he was him? Because he's far too good to be sitting on a bench every week. For me, that's what I think.
I don't know though, because he's sitting on the bench every week, but he's coming on quite frequently. I mean, he was going to start in the Champions League, wasn't he? Against before lockdown. Well, he did start, but he got injured, didn't he? With a really tough injury on his leg. Was it against Spurs? I want to say. I can't remember. For the life.
I just think Gnabry's their like new toy, and I just can't see Coleman ever breaking into that team anymore. I just think he would be utilised, and I'm sure there's so many teams that would want him because he was immense when he came on. Just a thought.
I don't know. Yeah, what do you reckon? Probably jumping ahead because I think we're going to look at the fixtures next week. But what do you reckon in the Tuesday game between Bayern and Dortmund?
Is that Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, isn't it?
6 days time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, like we're saying, we've not got much to go off. It's quite an easy decision if it's what we have got to go off. Dortmund.
No.
I'd say Dortmund.
No, I'm not. I'm going to disagree with you there.
How can you not? I don't see how you can, to be honest.
Because I think
of what we've seen.
Of what we've seen, do you mean the past one game?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we've seen in the last 2 months.
Yeah, I know, but what about the results all season that Dortmund have had that just showed that they can't really defend?
I don't think they've done that well this season. I think they had a very poor start. They got a nice little run together recently, just before the lockdown. But I
just think that Bayern are a team that are very, very, very capable of just grinding out results, and I don't think Dortmund are.
We were watching the game. They didn't
play well at all. And they never was in any doubt of winning, was there?
I don't know. I thought Berlin were really unlucky when they went 1-0 down, and overall I thought they were unlucky to not get some.
You just know that Bayern, they can just knock it up 5 more notches from that game,
and that's what the best teams do. They get when they're not playing the best.
They still grind.
A clean sheet, didn't they? So
I personally don't think Dortmund are capable of that against the big sides. I think that they're too lax in defending. I think that they're very leaky in certain games. I think
They definitely do concede a lot.
Yeah, I know.
They take in that. Remember a few years back when Real Madrid just outscored teams? They didn't really care about conceding. Yeah, they've done that, but they do score a lot. So
They do, especially now with Haaland as well. They've got another man there who can put the ball in the net.
But for one of your bets, you had Lewandowski to score, didn't you, and Bayern to win?
I did, yeah.
Can you tell us the little story about Lewandowski and his potential move to Blackburn Rovers, Kyle?
Yeah, so was it 2009? Something like that. I think it's when the Venkis just came in, like the legends that they are.
Do you know who was in charge?
Yeah, Sam Allardyce. It was Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce signing Lewandowski.
Yeah, but this was when he was
a proper Allardyce
where
signing.
Was it from? Who was he from? Forgot where he was from. What
Poland,
team was
is it Wegia
from Poland, mate?
Wegia
anyway,
Warsaw, maybe. I don't know.
So it was at the same time. I think it was just when the Venkis took over. They were promising us David Beckham, Ronaldinho, and this promising young striker Lewandowski, and then Iceland decided to let off a volcano.
Decided to.
Yeah.
How dare they decide that?
How dare they do that? Well, I think Blackburn would be 2-time Premier League winners now if it weren't for that for Iceland, basically. So fuck Iceland for one knocking us out of the Euros and for the volcano. But yeah, so they were going to sign Lewandowski. It didn't go through because all flights were suspended because of the volcanic eruption. And who knows what could have been. But
yeah.
Well,
we was having this debate, weren't we?
Well, Amazon Prime tweeted the other day though, saying, "Imagine if Lewandowski had have signed. Imagine how good he would have been with Bradley Dack." And that's like, I think he's gone by now.
Piss off.
This is 2009. This is 11 years ago. I think it was later than that. Actually, I don't think it was 2009. Anyway, I think he would have left us by now. But then we said, didn't we? We were saying that like certain players, if they didn't get certain moves, would they have lived up to the potential? Say if Lewandowski did,
would he have still got to where he is now?
So if Lewandowski went to Blackburn, would he have been as good?
No.
And then, do you know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it? Like, where
10 years later,
would
he still be one of the best players in the world, or would his growth have been stunted playing at that level?
Because there's certain players.
At the time, he wasn't the Lewandowski we know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we wouldn't have been linked to go to Blackburn otherwise.
Well, we were all right then. We were good at him. We were a Premier League team. It's a stepping stone for the man.
Yeah, but Premier League team.
He got 32 goals in 58 games in the league for Lech Poznan.
Oh, there you go.
I could have done that though.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then after that, obviously, it went down the drain, didn't it? We got relegated, and Sam Allardyce got sacked because they wanted to win bigger and better things. They didn't think Sam Allardyce was the right man, even though I have to.
How could they think that is the most? He's got the best record in England manager history.
I have to admit, when they said that and they were promising all these things, me and my dad were like, "Yeah, it's probably best get someone in decent." Because Sam Allardyce is just there to keep you up in it, but they got Steve Keane, so like, what the fuck? And
should have got Brian McDermott.
Yes, Kev. Anyways, that's we're digressing there about Blackburn. I think.
Innit? Stop being so selfish.
Well, I didn't get asked the question actually. It was the weirdo with the tash in the top left.
Oh, was, brilliant.
Who's that, man? Who's that?
Right, anyway,
Hertha Hoffenheim. Hertha Berlin versus Hoffenheim.
I was going to... All right, yeah, we talked about that one, yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah, it was a very big win for Hertha away.
I didn't see
Ibisevic was very lively. Plattenhardt put a great ball in to get him a goal. The first goal was quite unfortunate on goal. It was going off target and just a big deflection.
Yeah, it was.
And then for number 3, we need to talk about Matheus
Cunha. That was a fantastic bit of play.
That's his third goal in in as many games. 21 years old. If I would have known a bit more about him, maybe he'd have got into my young prospect.
There was 2 solo goals, wasn't there, over the weekend? There was Cunha's.
Yeah, the other one was in the mains game.
Yeah, and I remember watching the mains game, and the commentator was saying, "Oh, that'll be the best goal you've definitely seen this weekend." And I was like, "Definitely not," because Cunha's just absolutely blown out of the water.
I think the Dortmund goals. I didn't rate that goal. We'll get onto that.
Middlestat played well. Middlestat played well.
I thought Jarstein for Hoffenheim, he did make a few good saves.
Yeah.
So it could have been a lot more, really. But a very good win nonetheless. And one to watch, Matthias Cunha. Moving on, should we go to that game?
I'd say
Mainz.
I was going to say Leverkusen, but yeah, we'll do Mainz first. Go on.
Yeah, it was a good game.
I didn't see.
Very good game.
I was.
It was a live one. A nice, lovely Desmond 2-2.
Yes, Desmond.
The big thing I realised quite quickly was for Mainz, their attacking threat. It's completely one player doing everything.
Mr. Quaino.
Quaison.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Quaino.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
oops.
Quaison, 12 goals so far this season.
I've had a few beers, alright.
He just seemed to be so far ahead of the rest of the team. He put a nice ball down the right hand side, and then it was squared in for the goal. Very poor Colin defended. Yeah, so that run, I thought it was a very overrated goal.
I know. I was thinking that when I was watching it. I was like, they were saying,
everyone was
best
like,
goal
you'll
see all weekend. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Do you know
he run in a straight fucking line.
Yeah. Do you know when you've got both pads and you want someone to score on FIFA?
Yeah.
And you're like moving the defenders out of the way. It was like that. They just ran out of the way. It was so strange. I think Quaison, he needs to perform well, or else they're going to go down. They're relying on him so much, and I feel it's very dangerous when you do that. One player is not enough. So I see them falling into the bottom three at some point. What else we got?
Quickly skipping over these last few games because they're not quite as high profile as the rest.
Let's just do.
Still a big one.
Yeah, we'll do that one last. We got Dusseldorf, Paderborn. Dusseldorf hit the woodwork 3 times, and we only watched the highlights of this and I'm glad. I'm not watching 90 minutes of that.
Where Dusseldorf in the league?
One above the relegation zone.
Oh really? Also,
yeah.
Because you're saying it's like a 6 point. Was it like a 6 point of this one? Or was that?
Yeah. Every clip I watched, it was Dusseldorf on the attack. Paderborn just don't look like they have much of a midfield. They just broke through with ease and just couldn't finish the chances. And the mad thing right at the end, 86th minute, the first highlight came up for Paderborn. And the Blokes missed an absolute sitter. It's just
some of the games looked, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought, oh my god, I knew the score was 0-0, and I thought, that could have been 3 points there. Just shows the signs of a team that's going down. Dusseldorf, though, I think they're just as bad. They had more chances to put in the net, and they failed to do so. So I think it's between Dusseldorf and Mainz. I think they could both be in trouble. But then the last game of the weekend, the Monday night game,
the Leverkusen.
So I watched this full game. Yeah, I watched this full game. I think Werder Bremen in a lot of trouble. That was a bad performance. They had a few shots, right? Bloody hell, mate! It's like, it was so bad. Honestly, they had a clear cut chance in one of the games, and they just booted it straight over the bar, like a proper decent chance. I think they were lucky to get an equaliser when they did, because they were 1-0 down and they got it back to 1-1. But Leverkusen were good as well, weren't they? Havertz smashed it, didn't they?
Yeah, can we just 2 headers?
Yeah, can we just mention the starting lineup? We had Wirtz, just turned 17 on the right hand side for Bayer Leverkusen, and he looked, for the first half, every time he got the ball, he was the best player. Looks very promising. I'm not sure how much you can put on it being Werder Bremen being bad, as to it's another one of them, like Schalke and Dortmund.
It was. I mean, I personally think that you can say that it's them being that terrible.
I thought it was
because all they was doing is very simply putting the ball in the box, and they just could not defend it at all.
Defending was terrible.
It was
really
awful.
Bad they had that free kick that came in. Was it Havertz? I think it's Havertz's second goal when he had.
Yeah.
Just wasn't marked at all.
Yeah.
And I remember the commentator saying it was the first home goal since November.
If you're a manager and you're conceding consistent headed goals, you know that you have a problem at the back there. That's more than just not being physical enough. That's tactically.
Well, it was 3, wasn't it? Someone else got one.
Was it 3 headers?
Yeah, because Diaby, for his second assist, he got.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
half a yard.
Yeah, it wasn't Havertz, was it? It was someone else.
Looped up a lovely chipped ball.
Was it Wise
over the top? or I'm not sure.
For some reason, that name comes to my head, but anyway, if you're
But
conceding
Diaby,
goals like that,
he's got a nice free roam across the entire pitch. No one can pick him up because he just goes everywhere. He looks the real deal.
Can I just
Very
say as well,
much.
one of the highlights of the game was Werder Bremen's equaliser when the Proclaimers
wow.
500
Talk to
miles came on
I'm-
and they
I'm
were
a big-
celebrating.
I was a big fan of that, and I'm just thinking, if it was your team, what song would you want to play after you scored?
Nothing at all. It needs
I know-
banning.
No. I like it.
You like goal
Leicester-
music? This is a debate.
I don't.
Because it's fucking
Oh,
shit.
actually.
If it's the right goal music, it has to be. That was mint.
Rovers got it took off this season because everyone was kicking off about it. They played Seven Nation Army when we scored, and I was like,
Oh, it's a bit common,
bin it off.
isn't it?
Just bin it off.
It's just a bit common.
I find it the best one. The best one. We went to Wigan away last season, and every time Wigan scored, what's that song? It goes
Every time Wigan scored, how many did it score past you, Kyle?
Well, 3-0. I think we got beat 3-0 that game somehow. And that song like like about scoring a goal, and then that comes up.
I like it, mate. If it's the right
No,
song.
it needs binning off.
For me, if it was any goal in the second half because I think there's a time and a place, like you shouldn't just do it after every goal. If
Yeah.
you're losing 4-0, why are you playing the Proclaimers when you scored and it's 4-1? What's all that about?
Right, shush him all the way to the halfway line.
It was an equaliser to be
Karen,
fair.
can you stay away from the play button when we 4-1 down?
It was an equaliser, so they were buzzing because it was the first home goal since November.
Nah.
I've not
to be
seen a
fair,
goal there.
They could be 12-0 down then. That's acceptable.
4-0 down, just shush him all the way
Just
to
keep
the
it
halfway
playing.
line.
I would walk 500 miles.
Play the
Just hit the
Proclaimers.
Spotify and shuffle there.
Dab at the end of the run.
But I think mine would be if it's the second half of a football match and we've just gone 1-0 up. Wasting time would be my choice.
Oh, brilliant.
Who's
Get
that
us
like?
in
By the
corner.
Notion, out now on Spotify.
Oh, it's a big tune. Who's that like? Notion, yeah.
If you're listening to this before Friday, get onto their Instagram or Facebook and watch the stream live. Shout out to the boys.
It's
But, I think
fantastic, to be
I'd
fair.
have that. Just to let the opposition know what's going to be happening in the next half an hour. We're going to be sticking it in the corner and wasting time. Happy days.
Lovely stuff, I think. Is that all the games covered?
Yeah, Bella Abbey with the no-look assist for the last goal as well. Demi Bray chips the keeper. Is it?
Yeah.
Might be my favourite goal. Might be my favourite
it's
goal.
beautiful, isn't it?
It was naughty, that.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Absolutely outrageous.
No look. Then a beautiful dink. At that
Perfect.
point, they were just taking the piss, really, weren't
It's
they?
that or Dortmund's first, I think. It's between the two.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how did we do on the bets last time?
I've just got a quick point before we go on to that. I was just about the Premier League. I read somewhere today that apparently last week, I don't know what this means for the Premier League, but last week they were saying that there's been small groups of training whilst socially distancing, but it's likely that they're going to pass the second phase of it and have full team training next week. So I don't know what that's going to mean for the Premier League. I don't know if that's going to return anytime soon. And I think they said after the test there was 6 players that tested positive for it this week.
Yeah,
If
it wasn't necessarily players. It was
Burnley's
732.
assistant manager was one.
Yeah, 732 people were tested from the Premier League,
Yeah.
and 6 had it.
That's not bad.
No,
It's not bad, is it?
Bundesliga
like-
had 10.
Exactly. Like, I think in a few weeks.
Chilling,
When was it when German football announced it was coming back? How long was the distance? Was it a couple of weeks? Or was it 3 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
Probably a couple of hours,
Yeah,
though,
but
and them. You know how efficient they are.
I was surprised. I think it's worked really well this weekend for German football. Like
Yeah,
how it's
definitely.
been done. Like
And I think that's what the Premier League have done. They thought, they've done it
Yeah,
first. Let's just sit back. Let's watch what they've done.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Yeah,
just copy
see
them
the
after.
backlash that they get
Yeah.
for
Get the
for
flack
doing
off.
it.
Yeah.
they're getting tested
safe
twice
way,
a
to be
week,
fair.
aren't they? So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's chilling.
That's-
Fucking
that's
get
it
it up
anyway,
and going,
that's it.
boys.
that's it anyway. Yeah, because they need to finish the season. But might as well talk about that. What I can't remember if we talked about this, but what do you think about the season? Should it be scrapped? Should it resume?
Never.
No, it's got to be done. Got to get it done because
Got to get it done.
in Scotland, Hearts getting relegated for not finishing the season is
Yeah.
an absolute injustice. Can't be having
I,
that.
I think
then
the legal battles might be more entertaining to watch than the actual Premier League at the moment, to be totally honest with you. There's every single
bring
team
it
that's
on.
getting relegated is just suing another one.
Don't get me wrong. I think we all want Liverpool to get told they're not winning the league.
I'm
It'd
not
be
arsed.
it'd
I'm
be a
one of the
laugh.
very few that is not arsed.
It would be a laugh, but let's just be real about it.
But
Like it's got to finish.
has League Two been cancelled? Did you say?
And one, yeah.
So League 1 and 2 gets cancelled. The Premier League resumes it. Don't know about the Championship. How does that work? Does the teams just no one gets relegated and they just decide the promotion and the relegation for the Premier League? Is that how it works? How are they going to do it?
So there's no relegation from League Two anymore, which is good for like Macclesfield and that. I think teams still go up from. I think League One teams still go up.
So Championship is still to play for the Championship.
Yeah. So that's the only way they're going to do it. And I think one team comes up from non-league to League Two to replace Bury. That's all that's happening.
All right, yeah. Well, fuck it then. Get it on, boys. What's the problem? I don't see the issue with it.
So the bets we had, for my bet, I had Frankfurt, Gladbach over 2.5 goals. That happened. Leipzig with -1. So I needed 2 Leipzig goals, so that didn't happen. Leverkusen to win, that happened. Dortmund to win, that happened. So I got 3 out of 4 for 42.97, so that was a loss. Leipzig -2 for James, so he needed 4 goals.
I did.
Oh dear.
So that didn't happen. But other than that, Dortmund, Gladbach, and Munich and Lewandowski to score all came in.
Yeah. I was pretty close, to be fair. It was just the Leipzig.
So he had 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And then Kyle had Dortmund, Frankfurt, which didn't happen, Leipzig, didn't happen, Wolfsburg, Leverkusen. So Kyle 3 out of 5, and me and James 3 out of 4. But you know, the good betters, we move on.
Can Kyle lose a bit more money because he did worse than us two? Can he I don't know, just take an extra quid off him or something?
He also picked a harder bet. So
I did, and this week I've gone for something a lot safer.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
so have I. I've done the exact same.
I want to get off the
talked about this.
I'm playing it like a little fucking virgin. I'm going for the very, very safe bet.
Oh, we might have the same bets here.
I fucking hope not.
You won't.
Did we all just want to get on the board here, boys?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, mine still returns 22 quid, but.
Right, go on. I'll start then. 22 quid. All right, I've not been safe. I've definitely not. I don't know actually.
Mine's less than that, by the way.
Right. All right. I think I've been the riskiest one out of it all. So I've not gone for wins. I've gone for a goals galore, like a both teams to score. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've not gone for the wins because I proved that I'm shit at that, so let's bin that off. So both teams to score. Munich and Frankfurt. I've put yes.
I like that.
I have also put Gladbach and Leverkusen, yes. And Wolfsburg, Dortmund, yes. But I don't know if my boy Wegsman, whatever he's called, back.
Yeah, it was a suspension, so he should be back.
So I put yes to that. And then the last game I've put is Freiburg and Werder Bremen, both teams to score. I put no.
I love how he says Werder as well. Wegsman and Werder
Making me sound
Bremen.
like a muck. Right, anyways. So yeah, I've said no for that one. So if they score, it's kicking off. It was £8.47 to 1 that. So with a £5 bet, it was £47.34. So that's clearly not the risk. That's the riskiest bet of the week. And I thought I was being safe.
Mine's half.
I've put mine in again here to see the odds, and the odds are like a lot more now.
So if that wins, we're off.
I'll tell you what. I'll go for mine next.
Yeah.
Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Bayer Leverkusen. I've gone for over 1.5 goals at 1.17. But yeah, I use decimal odds because I'm not among. Oh shit! Can I say that? Oh, I don't know if I can say that. Oh, can you edit that one out, lad?
Crack on.
The next one is. Brilliant.
It's gone to pot.
The next one.
Let's go into the intro reel when we do it.
Yeah, it only means like dog, doesn't it? It don't mean that bad.
Yeah, 1 minute short.
Yeah, it's chilling. The next one is Borussia Mönchengladbach or draw at double chance.
Is that the same game?
Yeah, same game.
Oh god.
And that's at 1.44, sorry.
Okay.
Then I've gone for Bayern Munich to beat Frankfurt.
Oh my god. It was 1-7. There was no point.
At 1.17.
It's riskier putting that bet on. You made that bet riskier by putting that bet on.
You see, as much as I think we're gonna lose, there's a thing. Teams turn up against Bayern Munich. So Hey, good luck anyway. That's
And
all I'll
then my
say.
last one is RB Leipzig to beat Mainz. And the whole entire thing is a fourfold with £5 returns £22.
£22. Oh, so yours is the cheapest returns.
Yeah.
So I've gone a treble. All
Mhm.
teams are playing away. I've just gone RB Leipzig to win away at Mainz, Dortmund to win away at Wolfsburg, and Hoffenheim to win away at Paderborn. £5 returns £26.20, and I'll be taking the lead. Happy days. Really.
Yeah, even if
Quality
I
stuff.
Up the ticks.
even if I
That's
win, I
all I'll
think
say.
you should be all right.
Right, boys, so we've got 2 lots of fixtures this week, which is lovely because we've got nothing else to do. Starting on Friday night, Hertha Berlin versus Union Berlin to kick off the game week. What are we
Are
thinking?
these the upcoming fixtures?
This is literally in 2 days, yeah.
Oh, okay, brilliant. So what was that
I
one?
don't
Sorry,
know this one.
Hertha Berlin versus Union Berlin. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a 50-50 really, isn't it?
I was
Oh,
impressed with Union
Not for
Berlin.
me. I'm going Hertha all the way. I'm
Yeah.
going to go with a 2-0 home win.
Hmm.
I'm going to say a 2-2 draw.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to put a scoreline on it, but because I don't necessarily agree with saying scoreline predictions.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Deary me.
Oh! Do I need to save that for Jimmy the Joker?
Well, no, you get away now.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Right,
you're going to
well,
guess, boys.
You just sit back then, lads. We'll do this. Freiburg at home to Werder Bremen, Kyle. What you thinking?
I'm going to say,
I know what you're thinking.
yeah,
But
I know
say
the
it.
result, yeah. Going to say 3-1 to Freiburg.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
Really?
Yeah, I like Rashika. That's the only reason, to be honest.
Maybe I'm being
But
too harsh. I'm Werder Bremen. How do you say it? What's the difference?
Werder.
Oh,
With a B.
Werder.
Yeah,
It says W.
it's German.
Fuck the German language.
And then we got Paderborn away, at home to Hoffenheim. I'm going a 2-0 away win.
Yeah, Hoffenheim.
Um,
Then we've got the interesting one.
do you know, I'll go same with that too.
Wolfsburg Dortmund, Kyle. You can go first.
Oh.
Is he going to do the audacious?
I've not watched Wolfsburg play a game, so I don't know how well Wolfsburg played. And Dortmund smashed it, so I'm not very educated
If you had a
on this
bit,
game.
if you had a bit about you,
What?
you'd do something here, wouldn't you? Let's be honest.
I would do, but I haven't got anything about me. So I'm going to go
wow.
for a Dortmund.
Oh, come on, don't put yourself down like that.
Oh,
I've got to do it, mate. If I'm a
you.
gambling man, it's Dortmund with the team of the week. So I'm gonna go for a 2. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Dortmund, but I think
Respectable loss.
I think they'll score more though. I think Dortmund will score more, but I'm being polite because Wolfsburg. Sorry, is it Wolfsburg or is it Wolfsburg? This one.
Oh no, he's rattled us there.
Anyways,
don't ask questions, big man.
yeah, don't ask questions. But I'm gonna have to go for that. But I think Dortmund might score a few goals, so I don't know.
Then you've got very, very close. Oh, sorry, go on, Bolton. I'll let you put your prediction in.
Yeah, don't matter too much because it's 2-0 Dortmund.
I think the next one
Fixture
is
of the weekend. This are
definitely.
we saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
If we could have if we are thinking of creating another segment where someone can give their game of the weekend for over all top 5 European leagues, I think this one would be very difficult to beat.
Yeah, well, I believe me and Kyle got it spot on last time. We did say game of the week would be Dortmund Schalke.
Yeah.
But yeah, what am I gonna go?
What's the game first? We didn't say the actual game.
Mönchengladbach Bayer Leverkusen.
All right. I thought you were going to be biased there and say Frankfurt Bayern.
Oh no. Oh, that's on a tear on its own, that one. I'm gonna go Leverkusen 2-1 away win.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what? We played so shit against Gladbach. I'm not even sure they actually played that well. I think we was just horrible.
The teams they played, both teams didn't have the greatest performance, as in the teams they played.
Yeah. I definitely put it down more to Frankfurt.
I mean, Gladbach's defence on paper isn't that good.
I'm going to say Leverkusen, me.
That Benzabeni at left back was unreal against
I'm going to say
us.
2-1 Leverkusen.
He's the only one that played well.
Did you say 2-1?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'll say 2-1 as well. Be sheep.
Oh, you're not doing them, are you?
Yeah, no,
Bayern Munich,
that.
Eintracht Frankfurt. 2-1 to Eintracht Frankfurt. Philipp Kostic double, and he's going to score an own goal as well because no one else can score past us.
I'm going to say Bayern 3-0. Sorry,
do you want to do one for that, James? Just for fun. Do you want to have a little bit of fun in your life?
Yeah, go on then.
Shit,
so what I'm saying for Munich Frankfurt, I'm gonna say Frankfurt. I've got a goal with them with Dost up top always. I'm gonna say 4-1.
Okay, I'll try not to feel offended. Right, then we got Schalke Augsburg.
There's got to be a Schalke win, hasn't it? Really, I mean, they're at
say
home
so.
as well. I mean, not that it makes a
expect
difference at the moment, but
I'd say
I
1-0.
expect both teams to score Schalke. That should have been on my bet, really. Both teams to score Schalke to win because they're not bad going forward, but they just leak too many goals. I'm going to go 2-1 Schalke.
1-0 Schalke.
Mines get absolutely smashed by Leipzig. That's a given.
Yeah, I can't see anything other than a Leipzig winning.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 to Leipzig.
3-1 to Leipzig.
Cologne Dusseldorf. I'm going to go for a 1-0 home win for Cologne.
Yeah, Cologne should, but at the same time,
I didn't see much from either of them this week, to be honest.
Dusseldorf are now unbeaten in 5, aren't they, at the moment? Or maybe even more than that, I'm not sure. But you know what? No, fuck that. I'm going for a Dusseldorf win.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
They beat him in the reverse fixture. I'm going for Dusseldorf.
Right, then we got Tuesday, Dortmund Bayern. And I'm going to go with Dortmund to edge out a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I was going to say that before you said it. Dortmund 2-1.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw on that, you know.
Oh, are you joining us now? What's going on here?
No, just on the odd game. I totally disagree with just guessing.
In whenever, then,
but,
yeah.
You
jump
fair,
in whenever.
It's a guess for some of them.
Right,
but...
we've got Werder Bremen versus Borussia Mönchengladbach.
7-0.
Kyle, what do you think? Yeah, I was going to say.
What was the game? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Werder Bremen versus Borussia
Bremen.
Mönchengladbach.
I'm going to say 5-1.
I mean, technically speaking, this is Matchday 28, so should we not really be saving this for next episode? Or
we won't be here for that one.
So all right, okay, yeah, no problem.
So we've got lots to talk about.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win for Gladbach. Then we've got Frankfurt at home to Freiburg. I think this is where we really turn it on, boys. Daichi Kamada, like I say, best Asian footballer in the world. Hopefully Pacienza is back. I don't know what's up with him, and we can get Dosta well away from the team. Probably ship him off to like China or something. That'd be nice. I'm going to go 3-1 home win.
2-2 draw.
Nice. And then Leverkusen Wolfsburg. I'm going to go a 2-1 home win to Leverkusen.
There's a lot of 2-1s here.
Yeah,
I think
it's quite
the
a common
boys,
scoreline, Chief.
The boys are going to do it 1-0 win to the Wolves.
Love that. Oh, he's back on board. Then we've got Leipzig Hertha on the Wednesday the 27th. I'm going to go...
Couldn't give a shit.
I'm going to go a 3-1 home win. I'm going to go for RB Leipzig. Nkunku to score a couple.
I don't know if they put chances away. I've only watched one game though, so yeah, 2-0 Leipzig. Complete fucking guesses now.
Yeah.
Augsburg versus Paderborn. I think this is where Augsburg get 3 points. I think they might win about 3-0 here, to be honest, against Paderborn because they look useless then. Did they win a competition to get into the Bundesliga?
I think Paderborn are going to win 1-0.
Oh, Kyle's just saying that now. He's just saying that to be kind.
Yeah.
Paderborn are going to win a game of football.
Union Berlin against Mainz.
What?
Union Berlin at home to Mainz.
Berlin.
Yeah, because they were good the other day.
Yeah.
2-1. There's another 2-1 there, but 2-1.
You like them, don't you? I feel like they're your actual team, Union Berlin.
No, the team I like the most was Dortmund, but I'm not a muck.
You don't want to be you don't want to be classified as a glory, no.
Yeah, I think they'll win. I'll go 2-1.
And then the last one.
No, there's 2 left.
Oh, is there?
Hoffenheim FC Cologne.
Again, I just don't know. So
I'm
I'm going to
gonna
go for a draw.
gonna go with a 0-0 here. There's got to be one somewhere, and I've not picked one yet.
That's
So
a
we're
good
gonna go
shout.
0-0.
I'm going to go 0-0 as well. I keep agreeing with you, but that's
Innit?
all right.
Absolute sheep.
Do you want to suck
do
his
you go
dick a bit
first?
more, lad?
Crack on, lad.
COVID-19 stopping me.
Dusseldorf at home to Schalke is the final game of the game week. I'm
2-0.
going to go with a 1-0 away win to
Yeah,
Schalke.
2-0 away win to Schalke.
There we go.
Lovely stuff.
Disagreements.
So that's the football wrapped up. We're just going to talk a little bit about our plans for the future.
Enjoyed the podcast there. Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so
it was
next
good.
week, well, we're trying to record 2 a week, I think. I don't know when they're going to go out, but I think next one we're going to do is nothing to do with football. It's music, boys. And we're all massive music fans.
In the mixer, we're covering all bases there.
Exactly, we're in the fucking mix.
Wonder who came up with that nickname there. Love that
Whoever it did, I think, has got a massive
the biggest contribution he's made
penis.
so far.
Yeah. So we're going to go with top 10 bands, boys.
Great stuff,
top
right?
10
Top 10 bands,
favourites.
so get thinking. Make your
I
list.
will.
I want points. I want your favourite tunes. I want why. And I think I've just off the top of my head now, I think we should do a top 10 worst bands as well. Not for the same podcast, but maybe,
different.
I don't know,
That's a great idea.
Without saying it, did a band come
Different
straight to your
podcast.
head as soon as you heard that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
just
mad.
came
I'm mad
straight
that
to
they
my
did. I'm mad that they did because I really like this band, but everyone seems to hate them.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
we all know
to
the
be
one.
continued with that, so we'll do that.
How do we finish it off, James? I'm going to let you do it.
Mixer out. I thought we all unanimously agreed last time that
We all
Mix her
didn't.
out.
mix her
but
out.
It's sticking out there. Mix it out.
Go on, James, give it us proper.
Mix her out.
Yes, boys, done.